Hello Miners, I am back and I got one question for you today. Do you want to see a magic trick? Because that's what we're going to do today. We are sawing Goyfs in half for fun and value. It's actually based off of a list that I just saw earlier this week from ThrabenU's Phil Gallagher. Basically, it is a Rakdos Stompy deck list that is looking to abuse the fact that the Goyfs set their power and toughness based off of conditions of the graveyard. So when Saw in Half halves them, you can't half a conditional power and toughness. So essentially, what Saw in Half is doing is actually cloning them. So we're going to be taking advantage of Barogoyf and Pyrogoyf to saw them in half and create copies of them, all wrapped up in just a pretty slim Rakdos Stompy shell using Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Caves of Chaos Adventure, Broadside Bombardiers, and the One Ring. I did make a few changes from the ThrabenU list. I did notice when I was playing, this deck felt really, really weak to spell-based combo decks. So I took out some of the slower graveyard hate, such as Dothy Voidwalkers and Fairy Macabres, and replaced them with Mindbreak Traps. And also, in the same vein, I felt a lot of the time having the conditional graveyard hate in your hand just wasn't cutting it. So I put in a full playset of Leyline of the Void to be able to have that turn 0 graveyard hate up against graveyard decks. So let's see how this goes. Have some fun sawing our Goyfs in two and seeing if we can squeak out some wins. I'll catch you all in the wrap up. Alright, round one won the die roll. Let's see if we can get these Goyfs to split into some victory here. So we've kind of got everything we need here. It's a little slow, but I think we can go ahead and give this a try. I would like something to put under this Chrome Mox other than Saw in Half, but we will do whatever we need to do here. We'll start out with a Bloodstained Mire. I hope that we hit some more fast mana, whether it is a Dark Ritual, Soul Land, something along those lines to be able to power out this Goyf quicker. I just hope that our opponent isn't on some kind of unfair combo deck. Opponent leads off with a Bloodstained Mire copying us. I like it. Since we don't know if they have Wastelands or not, I'm tempted to do this just for the marginal deck thinning and crack this, but I think we're just going to take a draw here. Okay, Broadside Bombardiers isn't bad. That gives me something to chuck under this Chrome Mox. Or I could also put the Saw in Half under this and play the Broadside now, but our opponent isn't presenting us with anything yet, so I think we're going to go ahead and wait. Worst case scenario, if they present us a blue land, we might actually try to bait out a counterspell with the One Ring instead. Okay, so we are seeing Underground Sea. This probably means that they are the Re-Froginator deck, but they kept whatever they saw on top. So seeing as we want to do the Goyf thing, I think we're going to go ahead and try to bait out a counter with the One Ring first, depending on what they do here. This could also be Storm. That is very much a possibility. They do play the Surveil lands as well, and they do play Brainstorm, so this could be Storm, this could be Re-Froginator. Not super sure which yet. We'll see what they grab off of this. This might give us some more information. Into Bayou, I'm leaning towards Storm now. In which case, we probably don't have to worry about counter magic, but we do have to worry about discard spells. Okay, 100% Storm. It's just a question of can they go off from here? It's looking like probably. And this is precisely why I changed the sideboard to have Mindbreak Traps in them. I'm assuming this is going to go off, and this is probably going to be a Beseech the Mirror line based off of what I'm seeing here. Because this is probably Dark Ritual, Beseech, pop all of their stuff, Gaia's Will. No, they're going to spin with an Echo. Okay. I guess we got to hope that they don't hit shit off of this Echo is mostly what's going on here. We are going to go ahead and fetch just to get lands out of our deck here. We also don't have to worry about Wastelands, which is nice, so we can go fetch our dual lands. And we gotta hope that we get a better spin than our opponent does off of this, but they're gonna have a minimum of 5 mana left over at the end of this. Luckily, it's kinda color gated at the moment. This does allow us to One Ring to buy another turn if we get another turn. But we'll see. I have a feeling if they weren't able to go off, they wouldn't be running their stuff out here. So I have a feeling this means they spun into what they needed to be able to go off. But we'll see. 6 mana. Interesting. Is this Burning Wish into Tendrils, or what is this? Okay, Vexing Bobble's fine. I don't care about that game 1. Okay, Burning Wish. If they crack this LED, then it's Tendrils. Yeah, okay. This is Burning Wish into Tendrils. We'll just let them show us the Tendrils, and then we'll scoop it up. So this is specifically why I changed the sideboard from the traditional version, or from the version that I saw on Phil's channel. It was even more dead to combo than this is. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in Mindbreak Traps. We're going to bring in Leyline of the Void. Fury is worthless here. Honestly, I think Caves of Chaos Adventurer is kind of meh here. I think I'd rather just try to kill them with all of this stuff here. So let's bring in those Mindbreak Traps. Leylines to shut off turn 0 or fast echoes, or basically just turn off echoes entirely and run it like that. See how that goes. Okay, let's go. We got a Mindbreak Trap for turn 1. We got a One Ring for turn 2, and then we can kind of start going to town. I think we're going to keep this. It is a little awkward. We have no colored mana, but what we plan on doing right off the bat doesn't require it. So we're going to see if we end up paying for this. Luckily, this Mindbreak Trap does get around Veil of Summer as well, since it's exile, not counter. But if they were to literally just LED Echo, it doesn't turn on Mindbreak Trap, unfortunately. But they are playing out a spell, so now if they LED Mindbreak Trap, or LED Echo, I can Mindbreak Trap the Echo. Assuming they don't have a discard spell. Well, we'll see. Do they have the discard spell? Dark Ritual, okay. Okay, yeah, we got them. Because they're going to flashback the Echo. We can Mindbreak Trap the Echo. And then they have nothing going on, and we're going to slam a One Ring. Alright, they are going from 0. We're going to slam a One Ring. Our Goyfs are already 4/5s, which is kind of insane. Let's just drop this. Player One Ring. This is doing a lot of damage to us, but we should be able to get that back with Barrow-Goyf as soon as we hit any kind of black mana. Alright, opponent is just holding on to stuff. They're going to have to find a way to rebuild from here. We are heavily favored from here, assuming we can hit colored mana. Okay, there's colored mana. Okay, now we have all the colored mana in the world. Let's yeah, let's drop the Barrow-Goyf first. Start trying to get some health back. And this will fuel and make our other Barrow-Goyfs bigger. This is also going to allow me to Pyrogoyf and Saw Pyrogoyf in the same turn to hopefully be able to close this game out right then and there. So this is enough mana to do all of that. And we have another Pyrogoyf if we need it anyways. Okay, there's all of our Goyfs. Let's get in. I think this should just be game in and of itself, because we're going to go ahead and schwack them for a bunch there. Get some life back, mill some stuff, which might make our Goyfs bigger. I actually don't want to get that back, because it will shrink the Goyf. And now we're going to Pyrogoyf. 5U. And this is where we end the game, because we're going to saw the Pyrogoyf in half and kill them. So we're actually getting to see the thing in round 1, which I like. Alright, saw it in half. Want to see a magic trick, opponent? Boom, just a casual 20 ball to the face, you know. It's so insane doing it with Pyrogoyf, because they see each other enter, and then as you can see also, they are 5/6s, because it's a conditional power and toughness. Halving it doesn't actually do anything, because it's just going to check anyways. So you're essentially just cloning your Goyfs, which is awesome. So, alright, into game 3. I think we just keep it and run it back. Try that again. Okay, this is unkeepable. We have no mana, even though we have 2 ley lines to be able to stop a turn 1 Echo. This is going to be too slow also. I think we got to mulligan that. Okay, I think we can keep this. Let's put back... I think we're going to try to ride Barrow-Goyf to victory here. So let's put back the... Yeah, it's a little awkward getting rid of all of our red mana here, but I think we need to put back all the red stuff. We're going to turn 1 Barrow-Goyf, try to ride that, and hope that we hit some lands. Start out with Leyline, so they can't turn 0, Echo us, and they can't go for Gaia's Will lines. So they're gonna have to pivot onto a, whatchamacallit line. Okay, Thoughtseize. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought there. They're gonna have to pivot onto a Song of Creation line. They're gonna Thoughtseize us, so they're either gonna take mana or they're gonna take our Goyf. They might take our threat here. Okay, they do take the threat, which is fine, I guess. So we need to start drawing some stuff here. Hopefully their entire hand was based off of some graveyard stuff, and this is gonna buy us some time. I think we're still just gonna run out the Ancient Tomb for now. This gives us the ability to drop a 4-drop next turn if we get it. Because I was thinking about playing out the Trawlers just to save some life as a land, but this still gives us the option to be able to drop a 4-drop next turn if we get one. Assuming we don't get Thoughtseized again. But they've got to find a bounce spell to be able to get rid of the Leyline, or they're going to have to pivot onto Song of Creation. Which, if it's in their hand, it's much harder to cast. Alright, opponent's brainstorming, trying to find something to do here. I could F6 through the turn, but the fact that they've seen Mindbreak Trap now, I want them to think about that. So I don't want to just F6 for them to know that they can get through it. Okay, what are they doing here? Are they going to Ritual Beseech, go Ritual? Is this a Beseech the Mirror to go grab Song and hope that they can go off from there? Burning Wish. Okay, Burning Wish for what? Do they have Peer into the Abyss on their sideboard? They do? Okay, so apparently the Epic Storm has started playing Peer into the Abyss again. They're going to draw 25. It's going to be very hard for them to fizzle from here, but I mean, we'll see if they can do it. They still have a land drop. As soon as they cast a discard spell, I'll F6 through the turn. At this point, they're basically just going to run out their hand to get their storm count up high enough and make mana. Like, it's almost impossible for them to fizzle from here. I honestly didn't realize that they started playing Peer into the Abyss again. I haven't paid attention very closely to the actual Epic Storm lists lately, because I mostly play Black Saga Storm, so I honestly didn't even know that they were back on that route, because I've seen a lot of them to get around like Graveyard Hate or to get around stuff, they'll play Approach to the Second Sun. So yeah, I had no idea that they were playing this anymore. But yeah, once they show me a discard spell or they show me the kill, like, I'll scoop it up here. It's just them running out their hand at this point. They've got 20 cards to figure this shit out, and like half of their deck is 0-drops. So they're going to be able to get up to the requisite storm. Like, they're already past the requisite storm at this point. I don't know why they're brainstorming, but okay. Like, it would have to be all of their tutors are in like the bottom half of their deck for this to not work for them. Alright, there's the Dark Ritual. Okay, now they see the Thoughtseize. We can F6 through the turn now. If they got it, they got it. Like, at this point, we always were just hoping that they just straight up didn't have it somehow with drawing 25 cards. So, but now that they cast the discard spell. Okay, and there's the Tendrils. Yeah, so this is kind of an example of exactly what I mean by, like, this deck feels really bad against combo. Like, I tune the sideboard to account for that, and it still just, like, gets run over because we don't have any real meaningful interaction. But, as always, I can't be mad losing a Storm. Well, starting off to a rough start, but on to the next one. Okay, round 2, won the die roll. Let's go. Give me a fast start deck. Come on. This is a fairly fast start. This is turn 2 Boomby Dooms, and then I can split the Boomby Dooms. Yorion probably means Death and Taxes. We're going to go ahead and start off with the replaceable land. If they just start off with a Wasteland, at least we have another Badlands. This also means that playing my second land doesn't delete my first one if I were to start with the City Traders. This could also be like Beanstalk Pile, which actually looks like it is. I've been seeing quite a bit of that pop up lately too for some reason. So we do have to worry about counter spells, but that being said, ooh, Caves of Chaos Adventure, that's interesting. It might be worth it here to try to run that out and just see what happens here. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Do a change of plans. Dark Ritual out or Caves of Chaos Adventure. This hopefully clears the way for our Broadside Bombardiers if this gets countered. And if not, it gets us our third mana start. Ooh, it actually resolved. Okay, so that's going to get us the initiative. That's going to get us our third mana to be able to do stuff. And then, in theory, we can Son half this to turbo through the initiative. Or turbo through the Undercity if we need to. So, I actually don't hate where we're at. We also could always just be like, screw it, play a Broadside Bombardiers and just chuck it at face if we think that's going to be the correct option here. Okay, they're solituding it. That's actually mostly fine. I'm not overly concerned about that. So this is definitely Beans. That gets 2 cards out of their hand. They chucked a Terminus for it. So this does make some choices a little bit easier. Okay, there's the Beanstalk. Unfortunately, that means that they have their Force of Wills and shit cantrip now, but We shouldn't have to worry about days, so we should be able to just chuck this broadside boobadooms down. As much as it sucks to blank the forge, I want to get them dead as fast as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the whatchamacallit here. Barrow Goyf is interesting, but seeing as I want them dead as quickly as possible, I'm going to go ahead and just play broadside here. It's also redundant, so if I have another one, or if they kill this, I have another one. And they just have all of these solitudes, apparently. But this is another reason why I wanted to run that out. I have a replacement one. So, and like I said, even though it sucks to blank the forge, I want to be able to go down and trap as quickly as possible. A Teferi here would be kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. No, just putting Yorion in hand. I'm wondering if that means they have Solitude number 3. And now we're going to trap them. Like, we just want to keep going down this path. Just 5-ball them. Next turn we'll get to draw another card. Seeing as we're not doing anything else anyways, let's just run this back. Try again. Force of Will checking Yorion. Okay, like, luckily they've only got 1 Beanstalk, so it is draining them of resources slowly. It's only dropping them 1 card instead of 2, but we are running them out of stuff to do. Unfortunately, every time we do this, they do end up drawing a card. Okay, so now we're at the point where if we can get the Goyf down, we also can saw in half it if they try to remove it. The 1 ring, I don't hate that. Is that better than just trying to Goyf here? Probably not. And a Bogart Trawler. Let's just Goyf here. That way, if they try to remove it, I can saw in half it, and if they Force of Will it, hopefully that means the thing is open for the 1 ring next turn. And it looks like they're trying to do something here. Alright, rounding out their colors to be able to turn on a Leyline Binding. Okay, that's fine. Unfortunately, they get to draw first, so they could theoretically draw into a counterspell. But we're going to go ahead and grab another Badlands, saw in half the Goyf, and hope that they don't have a Force of Will. And then I have 2 Goyfs. It blanks their Leyline Binding. They're not snapping off a Force here. Okay, it resolves, and I've got 2 of these now. However, we have seen they have Terminus. We have seen that they have Supreme Verdict. Okay, no Terminus. They don't have double white to be able to Supreme Verdict. Now they have double white for Terminus, or for Supreme Verdict. Which it looks, yep, okay. Okay. But we get a free creature now. We also can wipe out their graveyard, but I don't think they do a ton in their graveyard. I wouldn't mind a Pyrogoyf. Okay. Multiple Pyrogoyfs and a Barrogoyf. Well, we're gonna grab Peasy here. Just casually 7-ball ya. If I have a saw in half, that should just be game. And I technically have the mana to be able to 1 ring plus cast a saw in half if I draw it. Or I just draw a Pyrogoyf and can... That doesn't actually kill them. I think I want to 1 ring to open up the ability to actually win the game if I draw a saw in half. Alright, I got protection from everything. This is hexproofed. That's a Dark Ritual. I mean, I can put him to 2. Or I can wait to see what happens next turn. I think I'm better off just doing this now and putting them to 2. They didn't have a counterspell. Let's get our damage in. Actually, I forgot. This kills them because they trigger each other. Never mind. This is lethal. I forgot that the one that's already on the battlefield triggers as well. All right. So up against this deck, let's bring in Thoughtseizes. Furies are going to be pretty irrelevant if we're being honest here. I also think Bogart Trawler, even though it's essentially just pitch fodder to Chrome Moxes. So let's bring in the discard to try to force our stuff through, get rid of their engines, and yeah, let's try it like that. Okay, this is a fast, pretty much whatever we want it to be. So I think we're going to keep this, see what they do. We might try to do the Caves of Chaos Adventure thing again to keep accelerating our mana and making sure we hit our land drops. We could also always the 1 ring and then go down that line, but I think I'd rather have the Adventurer counter than the 1 ring. Our opponent does Tundra into a Ponder. Chooses not to shuffle, okay. The nice part is if they do have a Force of Will, it's not going to cantrip. Polluted Delta, since we're not doing anything this turn yet anyways, let's pass. Unfortunately, this probably means they're going to drop their Beanstalk, and then that turns on their Force of Will as cantrips, but we'll see. Okay, opponent plays a Delta of their own. Ooh, no, whatchamacallit right off the bat. Okay. I think we are going to go ahead and upkeep fetch here. Just marginal deck thinning. Grab a Badlands. We shouldn't have to worry about land destruction out of our opponent here. I still think... Ooh, Thoughtseize. That's... we don't have the mana to do everything yet, so I think we might... I'm trying to think of what the best way to do this would be. Do I want to try to ritual something out here, or do I want to just pass the turn? I think we're going to pass the turn, try to ritual Thoughtseize, and then we can see if we can get our thing to resolve. Because it'd be very beneficial for us to be able to Thoughtseize before we go for it. However, this does give them another turn to be able to try to get something going on for an engine. If they slam a Teferi, that's also a little problematic because we have to find a way to kill it. Okay, just a Hedge Maze, so they're not dropping a Teferi yet. They like whatever they saw. They're pondering so that they can draw it. Okay, so still no Beanstalk, still no Teferi or anything. However, they got a pretty good grip full of cards here, but this should allow us to kind of do our thing this turn. Because we can Thoughtseize and then figure out our turn from there. Fable isn't bad, but this will show us what they got so we can plan our turn out accordingly. Okay, they're brainstorming away something that they want. Brainstorm, Solitude, Supreme Verdict. Given what they have, I think we probably want to get rid of the Supreme Verdict. They're probably setting up to be able to get Uro back. So yeah, let's get rid of the Supreme Verdict. And then we can ritual out Caves of Chaos Adventurer to start our initiative stuff. Grab our basic, and then we'll pass the turn. If they need to Solitude us, that's fine. If this is a Terminus off of the top... Yep, it's a Terminus. That's actually fine. I'm not super worried about that. They can play Uro, and then they can get Uro back. Trying to think if there's anything we can do to kind of stop that. Or no, they still have a Polluted Delta in hand. I don't think there's anything in our graveyard, or we took out our only graveyard hate here. So we kind of just have to try to muscle our way through this, but we know what their hand is at this point. And we theoretically can get our Goyf to the point where it can kill them. We can put both of these to the bottom. We don't want either of those. Thoughtseize. I think we're going to start with the One Ring here, because we know this is resolving. And then next turn we can Goyf. Because they're just going to spend their whole turn getting Uro back, probably. We need 2 more card types in the graveyard. This is going to be one of them. Actually, it's 2 of them. It's Enchantment and Saga, if we can get that to disappear. But they can get Uro back this turn. There's nothing we can do about it. So we kind of just have to muscle our way through it. We can also just kind of try to hold on to... Oh, okay, they're not getting Uro back yet. Okay. Double Beanstalk? Damping Sphere. Oh, okay. That's interesting, I guess. We're going to go ahead and go down Stash. Get some more mana. It does mean that our Ancient Tombs only produce 1 mana now, but, I mean, that's mostly okay. Lotus Petal is mana neutral this turn. Play Ancient Tomb. We can Thoughtseize away their Solitude. Figure out our turn from there. Oh, they got rid of the Solitude. Swords to Plowshares, Beanstalk, Yorion Revealed? I think we take the Yorion Revealed, actually. Draw our cards. I actually forgot to do that. So that's gone. Take the Yorion Revealed. Let's boop, boop, and boop. We're going to play the Fable and see if we can get them to aim their Swords to Plowshares at that. They don't have to Brainstorm anymore either. Okay, there's Beanstalk. Okay, they got a Solitude. They pitched the Swords. Okay. This is actually fine, I think. Because what would this be? This would be 4... don't have quite enough mana to be able to Goyf and then split it. But the removal spells are out of hand now. Okay. The removal spells are out of hand. They had some kind of 3-drop they wanted to play. Okay. And now we get to draw, see if there's anything we want to chuck. Dark Ritual is technically +1 mana here. Is there anything we don't need? I actually think we can go ahead and chuck the Dark Ritual. I don't think we need it. Into a Chrome Mox. That's mana neutral at this point as well. Okay, so we can play a land that doesn't hurt us. Alright, hold on. How much mana do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3. This doesn't give us enough mana to be able to saw in half it next turn if we need to. But I think we need to set up for the future here. Let's play it. If they have Force of Will blue card, this sucks, but it is what it is. Okay, they don't have Force of Will blue card. Hopefully they basically just spend their turn trying to whatchamacallit here. And then actually, no, this does give us enough mana because I can cast a Lotus Petal. Or maybe it doesn't because this only taps for 1 mana. Okay, whatever. We're setting up our mana for next turn. We'll see what they got. See what this turn is. Depending on what they do here, we can saw in half the Goyf and kill them. If this is just getting back Uro and then not really doing anything else, that's actually pretty fine. So we'll see what they do here. They are up to 16. Sawing in half the Goyf will actually kill them, assuming they don't have any kind of answer. Hopefully we hit something good off the Undercity here as well. That forces them to do something. Another Pyrogoyf would be great. What is this? Is this a Stifle? It's a Consigned to Memory. Okay, they're completely tapped out, right? Yes. So they can't do anything now. All of them at the Undercity? That's fine. That should be game. Because I can get in with this, with Menace, and then split the Goyf for the remaining life points. So they're tapped out. They cannot cast any free spells. We're also in a position where, in theory, we could chuck something with Broadside Bombardiers. But we're going to go ahead, get in. This is going to drop them to 15. I saw in half the Goyf. That adds a type to the graveyard, and then we 16 them. This should be game, if my math is correct. Yep, they are 4s. And we got there. We won Song Goyfs in half. All right, put a win on the board. Let's go. All right, round 3. Lost the die roll. This is a fast saw in half. And then a turn 2 Broadside Bombardiers. That's not terrible. I think we're going to go ahead and keep this. Hope our opponent's not anything too fast. We could turn 1 a Broadside Bombardiers here, which might not be a bad idea. See what we hit here. Another Dark Ritual. Okay. Yeah, let's run out of Broadside so I have the option to be able to kill their creatures. Let's put Bogart Trawler under this. Fortunately, it wasn't a red spell, which sucks a little bit, but isn't the end of the world. Actually, I can kill this turn, can't I? Yes. Assuming they don't have counter magic here, I can actually go ahead and kill this. Dark Ritual. Saw in half the Broadside. Now I have 2 of them. And this allows me to swing in and kill their Mana Dork. And hopefully they were counting on that Mana Dork. Chuck the Chrome Mox at the Mana Dork. Keep it clear. I've got 2 things that can start throwing stuff. I have on board 7 damage minimum. Like a Barrow-Goyf would be great. I'm also at the point where... Okay, White of the Reliquary. Annoying, but not the end of the world. I'm at the point where another Saw in half actually just clones this because it rounds up, not down. So once you get down to 1/1s, they just clone each other. Okay. Play that out. There's no other creatures yet. I am probably... Best bet here is to just play out the Lotus Petal. I don't think I need to take out that white yet, but just so that it blanks any of their discard and allows me to cast 4 drops next turn. Guys, Cradle, okay. Getting in. Oh, they're not getting in. This is screaming that they have an Endurance then. How do I want to do this? Let's play this, force the action out of the opponent to save their white. Because this is going to force them to put a Flash the Endurance in to be able to... Oh, they just didn't have it. Okay. That's a thing, I guess. I thought for sure they had it. Okay. Saw in half is still very good here. Staring down. Not quite lethal yet, so next turn I should be able to, because you're staring at 6, 13 damage? No, 11 damage. So next turn, if I fling my board, I can kill him. Okay, Noble Hierarch. They're staring down lethal, so they have to chump block the Pyrogoyf. Or I just have a Barogoyf that I can chuck at face too. And this will actually kill their blocker, so they're dead in about a bajillion ways here. We will hit their creature. Is this a Snakeskin Veil or something? They actually just made my Goyf bigger now. Okay, they're just flashing in more blockers? Yes. Whose graveyard are they? Okay, they're doing that. This should still just be lethal, though. Okay, yeah, this should still just be lethal. Because I can fling the 2 Goyfs at the opponent. Alright, they're choosing to double block a broadside. That's actually kind of okay. That's probably the best case scenario here. Alright, so they're going to do that. That is fine. Let's chuck this Goyf at their face. Hit him for 7. Hit him to 5. Chuck the other Goyf for lethal? Alright, taking down Cradle control in game 1. Let's bring in Fatal Pushes, bring in Molten Collapse. I think the initiative is a bit of a liability in this game because they have so many creatures. Let's try that. There's something to be said about bringing in Leyline of the Void to make sure that their whites never get bigger and to stop Grist ultimates and stuff, but I don't think that's the path we want to go here. So let's try that. I hear you coming up and saying hi. Can you come up? Can you come up? Can you come up? Nah, she's a little camera shy. Alright, yeah, this isn't terrible. We can keep this. We've got Fatal Push for an early creature, and then we can ramp into Fury to mop up everything else. Okay, we can kill that. That's not a problem. Ooh, Pyrogoyf, I like that. Alright, we'll run that out. I don't know what instant speed bullshit they can do, so we're gonna go ahead and just kill this now. Like, I don't want to give them the opportunity to use the mana at all. And then next turn, we actually could Pyrogoyf kill something. The following turn, we can Fury kill whatever else is on the board. Or next turn, if they play out multiple creatures, we can just Fury the whole board away. And then follow that up with a Pyrogoyf. Alright. They don't have another creature, so I'm probably going to go ahead and just Pyrogoyf here. And then the following turn, we will go ahead and Fury. Assuming I have the mana to be able to do it. Do I have the mana to do it? No, I don't have the mana to do that next turn. So maybe we... No, I don't have the mana to Fury here either. Okay, well, we're going to set it up so that I can Goyf this turn, Fury next turn. It's just sequencing a little bit differently, using the Dark Ritual now instead. Which is fine. Kill the Dryad Arbor. Like, the whole point with Cradle Control is you have to keep the board clear so that they can't use the mana advantage. I don't know what they're trying to do for 1 mana here. They have like a crop rotation, but you need to keep the board clear to be able to prevent them from natural ordering or to start gaining advantage off their Gaia's Cradle. No, Dismember. Okay. I mean, Goyf kind of did its thing. We have the mana to be able to hard cast a Fury now to mop up the board if they manage to play anything this turn. The best thing would be like play out a couple of 2-drops or something. Like play a bunch of small creatures to try to get up to Cradle mana. And then I just wipe them up with a Fury. But it doesn't look like they're going to do that. So depending on what we draw... Fable of the Mirror Breaker is interesting. I don't know how many Dryad Arbors they play, because they could instant speak at a Dryad Arbor here, and then they have the ability to natural order it away to refuel their hand. But we'll see. Is this another Dismember? No, it's a Fatal Push. Okay, that's fine. If they just kept reactive spells, I'm actually kind of okay with that. Like I said, fetching... Okay, it looks like this is probably a Dryad Arbor. Yep, okay. So if their hand is land natural order, we have some issues. There's a land. Do they have the natural order to order away the Dryad? Because at that point, we need to saw in half. We need to get a Fury down and saw in half it. Okay, they're not doing it this turn. Binning an Ignoble Hierarch, because this is still only 3 mana. Okay, Grist is actually kind of okay. Create a 1/1. Okay, so we're going to be able to keep Grist under control. That is actually pretty fortunate for us. We'll see what we draw here. And if we can get our Fury to stick. Ooh, Barrow Goyf, I like that. I don't have enough mana to do everything, so we're going to go ahead and check the City of Traders. I don't think we need that right now. Yes, chuck the city. We grab an Ancient Tomb. That's fine, I guess. It's just going to replace itself. Whoops, wrong color. Boom, boom, boom. Play this. Boop, boop. 1/1, 2. Make it so Grist has to uptick. And then if we get into a position where we can start copying our Fury, we keep them under control. Unfortunately, this is like repeated creatures. A Saw in Half also kind of just clears the board out for us. If they have a creature, are they willing to lose their Grist to get rid of our Fury? That doesn't tap for anything, dude. I'm thinking this is a Green Sun Zenith. I'm just curious what... Oh, what? Wow, that is aggressive. They're willing to strip mine themselves to kill my Fury. Okay. I'm actually pretty okay with that. That was an aggressive use of Grist there. And now they're a minimum of 2 turns away from being... Ooh, and we got the Saw in Half. I love it. Let's go ahead and drop a Barrow Goyf. And I can do a funny thing where I can copy the Barrow Goyf with Kiki Jiki attack, and then Saw in Half the token so that I get 2 new tokens that just stick around. But yeah, our opponent is now 2 turns away from being able to do the thing. And Barrow Goyf being a 6/7 is insane. A White of the Reliquary, that's fine. I got Death Touchers. I don't care that theirs is bigger than mine at this point. I am fine with their white being bigger. All of my stuff is Death Touchers for all intents and purposes. Alright. Copy. And they scoop it up. They see they're dead. Alright, I like it. Taking down Cradle Control. On to the next one. Alright, round 4. Lost the die roll. This is a fast the One Ring, and then I've got other stuff to do after that. I think we're going to keep this. We are leaning a little heavily on this One Ring, but we're going to see how this goes. If that gets countered, we're in trouble, but opponent mulled to 5. Hopefully that's not a sign of something super unfair. Okay, jig's up. They get to see what we're doing here. I think the smart move is either the Dark Ritual or the One Ring here. This could be Froginator. This could be Storm. This could be Doomsday. I have been seeing an uptick of Doomsday lately as well. Okay, they took the Dark Ritual, so they saw that I was trying to ramp out a One Ring quickly. I mean, we're going to play out the Lotus Petal so we don't lose it. This allows us to play anything next turn. Like, even if they Thoughtseize us here, we can either play the One Ring or play one of our Pyrogoyfs. Frog, okay. There's no artifacts yet, so as long as they don't have a counterspell, our Goyf is able to kill the frog regardless. I wouldn't mind some more fast mana here. Caves of Chaos Adventure, okay. I mean, I guess we're going to try to kill the frog and hope that they don't have counter magic. Like, this is a really... Okay, they did have a Daze, unfortunately, so they're going to get to start snowballing here. But this does mean that my next Goyf does things, and we know they only have 1 actual card in hand. Now they have 2. They'll play a land. They'll swing in with Psychic Frog. This is still big enough to kill Psychic Frog, assuming I hit a land drop. So this is Re-Froginator, which is what it is. I really hope this card gets banned in December. This is not a healthy card for Legacy. Wizards needs to stop printing busted card advantage engines at 2 mana in blue, or that slot into blue decks. What are they doing? Psychic Frog number 2. Okay, so I'm only going to be able to kill one of them, assuming I hit a red land here. I mean, that's essentially a red land. Do not have another Daze, please. They have another counterspell. Okay, they don't. I'm probably... Like, I'm still in this game at the moment. And I've got a Saw in Half to be able to kill the next one. And then they're theoretically in top deck mode, depending on what they've got. They're doing something. Ooh, they're reanimating my Pyrogoyf. Okay. I mean, that's an interesting line. But if they don't have a counter spell or discard, they just die. Yeah, go ahead and hit me. That's fine. Because I split this, and that's 20 to the face. Alright, they're exiling some of their graveyard. This is still enough to kill them. I'm trying to think of... They can get rid of 2 card types here. I add 2 back. Or no, I add 1 back. This is an interesting spot to be in for sure. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. How do I want to do this? I mean, I might as well get in so I have the option to kill the Pyrogoyf. I mean, we're going for it. The math is weird here because they can chuck a card to grow this and then exile a bunch to shrink it. Or they just have Force of Will, and that probably puts us dead on the crackback here. Because that's dead on the crackback. Okay, they just had it. It's very interesting. So we're bringing in Molten Collapses, bringing in Fatal Pushes. Caves of Chaos Adventurer seems like a liability here. There's something to be said about bringing in the ley lines, but I don't think it's worth it. It's kind of 50-50 whether or not you should bring in Graveyard Hate up against these Re-Scaminator or Re-Froginator decks or whatever. But I think we're going to leave it out this game. A lot of times they just take the reanimation package out, especially against black decks, because they're anticipating Leyline of the Void. And Leyline does kind of fuck with our Goyfs a little bit, but let's run it like that. Alright. Give us something good here, deck. This is no red mana, so I can't really do anything with this hand. I think we gotta ship it. This is a fast Broadside Bombardiers or a fast Barrow Goyf. I think we're gonna keep this. Let's put the Fury back. And we will go ahead and start out with a fast Barrow Goyf, I think. It's not going to have any power or toughness until next turn, but that's totally fine. Like, I guess I could have made it 1 higher if I were, like, to Bloodstain Mire, fetch Dark Ritual, throw it out, but I also can always chuck the Chrome Mox into the graveyard to grow it as well. This also allows me to play the Broadside Bombardiers around a daze. I like the fact that I'm hitting lands. That's good. I am going to grab a basic here just to make sure that I have my colors under me and they can't wasteland me. This does also let me play around a daze. If they force it, it just makes the Barrow Goyf bigger. And I'm not going to chuck the Chrome Mox yet. Milled 1 card, hit a Delta. Unfortunately, Frog makes combat kind of irrelevant at this point. Or they kept the reanimation package in and we're dead. That is also very much a possibility as well. But that being said, okay. They're down to 9 though. Is there any way that I could get 9 damage in 1 turn? No. We're gonna sack the Broadside and incentivize them not to want to block and hope that we hit more creatures. That being said, we're dead in 2 turns. It's funny, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna ban Grief, and it's gonna take the Rescaminator decks down a peg. And it's like, no, they just slotted in Thoughtseize instead, and because Frog is so fucking powerful along with this package, they're just like, yeah, no, it's still by far the best deck in the format. Play didn't go down whatsoever. Like, the short-sightedness of WotC with their ban logic just never fails to amaze me. We will see if they're willing to trade their Archon for my Barrow Goyf. I highly doubt it. Wait, hold on. Can this do it? I don't think this is enough, but it might. This might incentivize them to block the Barrow Goyf now. Assuming they don't just have a Force of Will. So we can get in. Theoretically, this is 6. Puts them to 7. Yeah, I don't... No, that actually is enough. If all of this connects, they're dead. So they have to block the Barrow Goyf. Oh no, I'm 1 damage short. Get Fury back, I guess, because it doesn't actually do anything here. I'm gonna have to lose it anyways. They swing back in. I lose this. So I could also chuck this at the Archon to get rid of it. Which, no, it still doesn't, because it only does 5. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and chuck the Chrome Mox. Hope that we can assemble some miraculous top deck here. Like, I'm 1 damage short no matter how I do this. Frog? Nope, that's game right there. Okay, yeah, they got us. They need to knock this deck down a peg. Like, I mean, I'm glad that, like, as you can see, there's a good chunk of the community that just refuses to play it, even though it's clearly the best deck by a mile. But they needed to ban Frog. Hopefully it's gone in December. But all right, on to the next one. All right, final round. Lost the die roll. Playing for the positive record. This is unkeepable. Bunch of lands and a Fury doesn't do anything, so we gotta ship this. This is a accelerated Fable into Caves of Chaos Adventurer, so I'm gonna keep this. Hopefully our opponent isn't on anything too broken. They kept on 7. Alright, this looks like this might be Cradle control again. So it might be worth it to wipe their board with the Fury here. It's going to be hard for them to hit 4 mana next turn. It is possible. But I think we're going to try to high roll this a little bit. See if we can get them to commit a little bit more to the board before we deploy our Fury. Or hope that, like, maybe we top deck a Saw in half and we can wipe their whole board and keep Fury. But, like, if they do Cradle into Creature... Okay, they're tapping this wrong if that's what they're trying to do here. A White of the Reliquary, and they can do 2 more. Okay, so we actually kind of got paid off here. Unfortunately, I'm trying to think what our best shot here is going to be. I think we have to go after these 2, unfortunately. If we hit a Saw in half, we can do everything. And just wipe the entire board up at once. The One Ring. Okay, well, we're going to start with a Fury. Pitch the Caves of Chaos Adventurer. Kill White and Elvish Reclaimer. I really wanted to kill the Mana Dorks as well, but we have to kill the Tutors. Kill both of those. Would have been really nice to be able to keep that and wipe up the Mana Dorks too. And then I don't think we have to worry about land destruction. I think we can go grab a dual land, play Fable, and just hope that was like their whole plan was those creatures right there. And hope that they don't just have the natural order, because if they have the natural order, then we're probably going to lose this one. They had a much faster start than our last Cradle opponent. Alright, opponent redeploys a White of the Reliquary, which is now a 4/4, into a Dryad Arbor. They don't appear to have, whatchamacallit yet, a natural order, but they might just be trying to get their damage in first. Another Fury would be fantastic. A Barrow Goyf wouldn't be bad, because it basically just blocks this white. Another the One Ring. I don't think we need the redundant the One Ring. I don't think we need the City of Traders. Okay, that's interesting. So I could Pyro Goyf, but it doesn't kill the Knight of the Reliquary yet. I think I'm better off waiting on that. Let's go ahead and just drop the One Ring for now. Buy us a turn, hopefully, to be able to do some stuff. Draw for the One Ring. Okay, another Broadside Bombardiers. That's actually not bad. That can start mopping some stuff up. Alright, so it looks like they might just have a bunch of lands. There's no point in that... Really? Is there any particular reason they're getting in with this white? I have protection. It's not like it has an attack trigger. Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with getting in with it, I guess. But I guess I just don't understand why they're doing it. Another Soul Land would be kind of nice. Or another Pyrogoyf. That's kind of nice, too. Ooh. Saw in half. Saw in half. Saw in half, saw in half, saw in half. Okay, so I could Pyrogoyf here. Blow up something. Next turn, copy and saw in half, and that should win the game. I guess we're just going to do this. I'm not sure what I'm going to kill here. Probably one of the Hierarchs, which they theoretically can just get rid of with white anyway, so I don't actually really care about that. Yeah, let's just get rid of one of the Hierarchs. Force them to use the white on it. This will also tap the white down so I can get in with Goblin Shaman. Or I might need to just actually hang back with the Goblin Shaman now that I think about it. Yeah, we're going to hang back with the Goblin Shaman, because my plan is next turn to just kill him. Bojuka Bog. Bogging me. How much does that shrink the Goyf? Shrinks it to a 2/3? It's a little annoying, but I don't think that's the end of the world. If I draw another Soul Land, I might actually be able to do a whole bunch of stuff here. But we'll see. Underground Mortuary, okay. Been to Sylvan Safekeeper. They are just making their white bigger. Like, as long as they don't have a natural order, like, as long as I don't find that, I think I can still win. Another noble into a land. Okay, so I think I'm going to get enough triggers here to be able to win. This goes up to an 8. I have to block it with the Goblin Shaman. Otherwise, it shuts down my soul land. That's just a free chump block, which is fine. Alright, so the question becomes is how many Goyf triggers do I get here? I should have enough to be able to win. Because copying it's going to get 2. Saw and halving the token's going to get 6. Yeah, that should be plenty. Let's see what we get here. Just to draw our cards to be safe. Okay, Dark Ritual makes this significantly easier on me, mana-wise. So let's do that. Copy that. Copy Goyf. This should be more than enough to be able to kill them. What are they going to do? Are they grabbing a Talon Gates to try to screw with this? Yes, they're trying to Talon Gates here, which I can then saw in half it, and then I get 9 triggers. Or no, this gives me 4 triggers, which this should be enough to do it because I still have the mana to be able to play. Okay, yeah, they scoop it up. That was going to be enough mana to play a Broadside Bombardiers and chuck it also. So this was going to be more than enough damage to be able to kill them because this would have been 12, getting them down to 6, play Broadside, chuck another 6 at them. So yeah, that was more than enough. So we got that one. All right, now we need to get game 3. Or no, that was game 1. My bad. Oops. Let's do what we did last time. Let's bring in the removal spells, take out the Caves of Chaos Adventurers because they're a liability, and then just try to control the board and combo them out. This doesn't really do anything. We need to keep need to chuck this. It's got some mana. Like, I can ramp out to 3 mana really quickly, but then I'm still relying on either drawing another colored card to play the One Ring. I think we're going to ship this. Okay, I like this significantly better. This is a turn 1 Barrow-Goyf, turn 2 Saw in half. I think we're going to get rid of the Chrome Mox. I don't plan on chucking anything to it. Hopefully the opponent just doesn't start off with a Thoughtseize and ruin our plan. Okay, just starting off that. Into a Sylvan Safekeeper. That's going to make things a little bit more annoying, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. If we draw Fatal Push, we can just attempt to kill that now, but it's still not going to work. Okay, we drew Chrome Mox anyways, so we're just going to try to pop through with our Death Touchers, basically. So what the plan is going to be is probably just try to pop through with a Death Toucher next turn, end of their turn, split it, so that I have 2, and just hope that that's enough to punch through their defenses, and that they kept a slower hand. Okay, whatever it was they kept on top, I don't like that. We also could try to restrict their mana by having removal spells. Well, this is interesting. This could just be play another Barrow-Goyf this turn. Well, let's get in an attack, see what we do, see if we hit anything off of this particular Barrow-Goyf. Use this ability. Do we hit anything? No. We hit a One Ring and an Ancient Tomb. I think I want repeatable black mana here, so as much as it sucks, I'm going to go ahead and put this Barrow-Goyf under it, play out this, and then the plan is to saw in half my Barrow-Goyf end of turn, assuming they don't have a way to like flash in a Talon Gates or something crazy like that. Collector Oof. Okay, that's fine. With that being on the stack, we'll go ahead and do this. Saw in half it. Make them bigger. And we'll go ahead and keep the Lotus Petal for now. It's not doing anything, but they're also going to be at a point where they're going to have to start blocking here soon, because they are just staring down 8/8s with Death Touch. And I will eventually hit more creatures and mana. Like, I'll eventually hit Fury red card. Okay, I'm okay with that. Take out the Sylvan Safekeeper. Pyrogoyf, I like that. And now I just need a red card, or a red source of mana. Alright, Egg Noble Hierarch. Or Noble Hierarch. Oh, just playing 2 Nobles out, so they are getting their board under them. They can get in with the Collector Roof. I don't care. My mana does, or my health is so high that it doesn't matter, and I'm going to be gaining so much back anyways. I'm already at 28. I can take a schwack for 4, and I'm still up 4, and I'm going to gain another 8. Red land? The One Ring. That does give me protection, even though I can't actually do anything with it. But we're going to keep going, because also if I hit a Fury, I can just wipe the whole board up here. Ooh, they're going to let me mill 8? That's dangerous. Hit a Fury, baby. Nothing there. Hit a Fury? No. No Furies. We're going to go ahead and do this just so that they can't take anything out of our hand here. And it stops them from being able to, like, sneak out a win with a Crater Hoof somehow. They are at a point where they have to block one of these also, if not both of them. And, like, even if they go grab an Atraxa, I don't think I actually particularly care about that at the moment. Like, a Grist here would be mildly annoying, but not the end of the world, I don't think. Okay, that is a Grist. They can take out one of my Barrow Goyfs, but it also gets rid of one of their creatures. Okay, take out one of my Goyfs. That's fine. Like I said, I'm still just a red mana source away from literally killing them with Pyro Goyf. Come on, red source. Red mana? Red land? No, another Barrow Goyf. Okay. Well, we can get in. I'm assuming they are going to block. I'm assuming they're going to give up their Noble Hierarch here, because they have to. Up to 35, Noble's down. They can make another blocker with Grist, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Yep, making more blockers with Grist. Again, I'm just a red source, like a red mana source away from being able to win. And what we've... Okay, here's a natural order for Atraxa, I'm assuming. Yep, for Atraxa. We get to see more of their deck. Again, I'm a red source away from just winning here. Nothing in this hand matters. But they did bring an Artifact Hay, which is kind of to be expected. Like, one of our red sources is down. We either need a Badlands or a Fetch Land, and we just win the game on the spot. Otherwise, we're going to a Game 3. Chose Natural Order, Bayou, Once Upon a Time, Elvish Reclaimer. Okay. Bayou is played, white. So, it was all of this. So, they're just setting up their defenses here by the looks of it. So, yeah, it's basically red source or bust now. Alright, show me that red land off at the top. Red mana source? Come on, red land? Fetch land? Something? Fatali push. And no way to cast it. Yeah, unfortunately I needed a untapped red land there. Next card? No. Okay, so I wasn't going to get it anyways. On to game 3. I think we just keep it and run it back. Okay, final game, final round. This hand does literally nothing, so let's get rid of it. This is a turn 1 Goyf. I don't hate that. Or it's a turn 1 Fable. I think we might be better off turn 1 Fabling here. Let's keep this. Let's put back the Molten Collapse for now. It's very mana greedy. But I think we're going to go ahead and turn 1 Fable. And then this guarantees that we can play a Goyf next turn while dumping a whole bunch of stuff into the graveyard. It actually lets us play a One Ring as well, or instead. But we'll see what we draw. We have options for next turn, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. Ignoble Hierarch. Got it. Fatali push. I think we keep that. And we will Ritual out, kill the Ignoble, play Barrow Goyf. And then set up for a One Ring the following turn, hopefully. We're going to keep all of our cards. Get started this way. Get our treasure. This is our black mana. Or I could One Ring and Fatal Push here. That actually might be better. Yeah, that's probably better, because it gives us a better chance of hitting lands to be able to get this Barrow Goyf down. Alright. Ritual this out. It also makes the Barrow Goyf bigger in multiple ways. Kill your Ignoble. And then play the One Ring. Hopefully this finds us a land. Alright, finds us a Broadside Bombardiers, which can do some things. Sylvan Safekeeper, okay. Their stuff has protection now, but at the cost of their lands. Let's see what we draw here. Okay, we hit another Dark Ritual. That's interesting. Let's draw with the One Ring. See what we hit here. Okay, we hit a Chrome Mox, which I actually like, because that allows me to imprint a Broadside, play a Broadside. Now we can get in. Attack with both of these. Alright, opponent's just letting this go. Let's Go after Sylvan Safekeeper. I don't think we need that token anymore, and this can get them off of a land. Okay, that is fine. This is also making... Oops, wrong color. For black mana. And this is all growing my Goyf, which I will be able to copy next turn, or I can copy the Broadside Bombardiers and just start going ham on their face. They can go get a Talongates and Madara here, but we'll see what happens. Because they could cycle stuff away, go grab a Talongates to phase out whatever I try to copy. So we gotta see what we draw here before we do anything. Another the One Ring. Fury. Interesting. So what can we do here? I think we just want to get in. I don't think I'm going to copy anything yet. Get in with these two. Alright, they're just letting this go. That's kind of strange. But okay. Let's see what we get. We might be able to get something here. If we hit a red creature. Okay, we do. We hit a Pyrogoyf. And they scoop it up. They see they're dead. Alright. Whoop. They left pretty quick. All right, took down Cradle Control. I like it. I'll go over my thoughts here in the wrap-up. All right, so the deck actually felt better than I thought it would. I do think the changes that I made to the mana base smoothed out some of the awkwardness and the problems that I was experiencing when I was playing Phil's original list while I was testing and before I made changes. It was super cool that we actually got to see the deck do the thing by sawing in half all of our Goyfs, both Barrow and Pyro, and that it was effective. It won games. It felt like a combo, especially when you were doing it with a Pyro Goyf specifically, and you were basically just ending the game on the spot right then and there. That being said, the deck definitely felt weak to combo against that Storm player. I honestly felt like Mindbreak Trap was the only thing we could do, and we had to just kind of hope we had it and that their hand didn't line up against it. We did see it basically won us one game. But overall, just Mindbreak Trap being our only real hope against that deck did not feel very good. But the deck was a blast to play. I definitely think it has legs. It's not going to be as consistent as, say, like Mono Red Prison or Mono Black Stompy, being as there is a good chunk of your deck that is above the 3-drop slot. And being in 2 colors versus 1 does make it a little more awkward. But as you saw, it worked. It does the thing. I was expecting a lot more hands that just were completely non-functional. One of the things I noticed Phil said when he was playing the deck was Saw in Half by itself is a useless card. And while that is true, we never really ran into a situation where we just had the Saw in Half and nothing to do with it, whether it was sawing our Goyfs, a Caves of Chaos Adventure, or Fury. We always had something to do with it, so that might have just happened to have been luck and variance that we didn't run into those awkward situations he was talking about when he played the deck. I definitely think it could use some tuning. The sideboard specifically, there's got to be something we can do to increase our chances against combo. It feels so stone cold dead to it, and maybe it's just because the only true combo deck we played was Storm. But even when I was testing, I felt just combo in general was very rough for this deck. So I think there's some tuning we could do to make the combo matchup not so miserable. But who knows? But I mean, overall, the deck was an absolute blast to play. We got to see it do the thing multiple times to win games. So, yeah, this is Sawing Goyfs in Half. I hope you all had as much fun watching as I did playing. I will catch you all in the next one. And as always, stay salty. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you like what you saw. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like and sub button below. There are free ways to support the channel. And drop a comment, let me know what you like. Any kind of feedback you got, your opinions on my gameplay, the decks that I play, any of that kind of stuff. If you really like what you see, go ahead and drop by the Patreon. Become a patron, get to read some of my tournament reports and some stuff going on outside of just Magic in my life that I'm going to start putting over there as kind of my own personal blog. Also, you can do donation deck lists over there, just the price of a league if you have a specific deck you want to see, or you have an idea you want me to brew around, something like that, go ahead and do that. Nothing is required. It's always appreciated, though. Any donations go directly back into the channel, covering stuff such as leagues for donation decks or the rental program that I'm a part of. I am a small-time YouTuber. I'm doing this for fun. I really hope you all like what you saw. I truly appreciate you all stopping by. I will catch you all in the next video, and as always, stay salty.